Guys, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. You don't need another language to study in Europe as an American. And if that myth was the only thing holding you back from pursuing your academic dreams of getting your degree abroad in Europe, then you are a lot closer than you might think. Now, before we dive in any further, I just would like to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Emily. I am your study abroad bestie with Beyond the States, and our team has been helping American students move abroad to get their degrees in Europe since 2015. So if you're interested in getting a degree in Europe, then I highly suggest watching this video to the end and check out our other playlists, as well as checking the description of the video down below, where we have a lot of goodies for you guys, including free strategy calls and some exclusive discounts. Now that we have that out of the way, let's dive into this topic further. One thing I would like to validate you guys about is that it's normal to think that you do have to know a foreign language in order to get your degree abroad in Europe. Now, I know you guys are probably used to seeing Americans all over social media who are getting their degrees abroad in Europe, and you're thinking, how did they do that? And often you assume, okay, they must just be fluent in the local language and learned it before they started applying to schools. And of course, I understand why people assume that, for example, all degree programs in France would be taught in French, same with Germany, that all degree programs in Germany would be taught in German, so on and so forth. However, that is not the case at all. There are tons of English taught bachelor's and master's programs across Europe with no foreign language requirements. And it's not just for one particular field. It spans hundreds of different fields, from humanities to STEM programs. There's really something for everybody, so don't feel like your options are going to be limited if you are interested in applying to degree programs in Europe and you're worried that just applying to English taught programs is going to limit you. In fact, our comprehensive database, for example, features over 12,600 English taught bachelor's and master's programs across Europe. That is so many options to choose from. If you're interested in checking out our database and some of our subscription packages, then check out the link down below. We also have some promotions that we're running. This database is super nice. I wish I had it when I was applying to master's programs in Europe, because all of the programs that are listed on it are guaranteed to be English taught. So you don't have to sift through programs like I was doing when I was applying for master's programs, trying to figure out if they were taught in English or if they only had like specific courses in English, but the rest of the program was taught in a different language. So right away, it just eliminates the mystery and the guesswork. Now, many people ask me why exactly there are so many English taught bachelor's and master's programs in Europe. The reason for this being is that universities in Europe actually want to draw in more international talent and international students. You're not only going to find Americans or other native English speakers in these programs, you are going to find people from all over the world in these programs. Because the reality is, English is a super common language, so a lot of people who are from other countries are also applying to these English taught bachelor's and master's programs. For example, during my master's program, my cohort had students from all over the world, including Thailand, Bangladesh, Bosnia, and many other countries. Some of the most popular destinations for international students that have tons of English taught bachelor's and master's programs include countries such as the UK, obviously, Germany, the Netherlands, Spain, and Italy. However, you are guaranteed to find English taught bachelor's and master's programs all throughout Europe, not just limited to these countries. Okay, so we've cleared up that you don't need a foreign language to apply to these schools in Europe, but what about outside the classroom? Of course, in most student cities, especially with lots of international students, a high percentage of people are going to speak English. So getting around, making friends, and ordering food is all going to be very doable. However, of course, it helps to know a bit of the local language in order to make navigating daily life a bit easier. If you know you're going to be studying in a certain country, then of course you can prepare a bit and learn some words and phrases before you move. However, the majority of what you're going to learn is going to be while you are there in that country, immersed in the environment. And this may sound overwhelming, just diving into the deep end, moving to another country without knowing the local language. However, your brain is just going to absorb new words like a sponge. And luckily, European universities really foster language learning for internationals. There's plenty of free resources that the universities will offer. For example, the European university that you end up going to is most likely going to have and offer language classes for international students that are specifically designed for international students to learn the local language. And these classes are honestly so effective and top tier. For example, I took German as a foreign language courses at my German university. They were super intensive. I got so much speaking and listening practice. I got to meet other international friends through these classes. And moreover, the quality of these German courses far exceeded the quality of the German courses I was taking at my American university that I was paying a lot of money for, and I could see much more progress. Not only that, but like I said, European universities do want to foster a community for international students, so they also have programs for helping to acclimate and learn the language, such as the buddy program, where you're paired with a local student in order to help you learn the language and navigate the university. Plus, they offer typically at university cafes tandem language exchanges so that you can be paired up with a local student from that country and have a language exchange. So if you're worried about learning the local language, then don't worry, because the university provides tons of resources for this. So don't wait and procrastinate and think to yourself, okay, I'm just going to go, or I'm just going to go apply once I'm fluent in the language. The reality is that nothing is going to fast track you to fluency like being immersed in the local language. And once again, you don't even need knowledge of the local language to go, because as we clarified, there are tons of English top bachelor's and master's programs, and you're guaranteed to find one, most likely more, that are going to be a fit for you. Now, that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, then drop them down in the comment section below. And once again, if you're stuck or struggling with the process of finding English top programs, or want a bit of guidance in finding what programs and universities are going to be a fit for you and your academic goals, then make sure to check out the link in our bio. We have tons of free resources. We also have limited time free strategy calls. So I would highly recommend jumping on that, because spots fill up fast. We hope this helped you out, and we will see you in the next video. Ciao for now.